Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a great Sunday. This is our Sunday show. Hope you're taking it easy. This is a day of rest. And whether you're religious or not, just rest. It's Sunday. Relax for damn sake. How are you guys? How goes it? I'm okay. I'm so much better than yesterday. Holy moly. Man, I had so much trouble getting to sleep. But once I finally did, when I woke up, oh, not good, because it's still whatever the hell goes on with my body is it's I'm what's the word? Kind of sore. That's it. But I'm happy, had a good day, and ready to get on here and irritate some people, because apparently that's what I do. Now, here's the thing. Jack will be here. He was here a moment ago, but he's doing some other things on his computer which are causing some interference with the application here. So he'll be along in just a little bit. He's just he's taking care of some business. Taking care of some business. So I don't even know where to start. Since it's a Sunday show, I don't know how deep I want to get in the woods on things. You know what I mean? I want to kind of have a light show, but these things are never actually planned out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. A couple of programming notes. Let's start with that, or channel notes, or general interest notes. First of all, finally got channel memberships turned on. I don't. I'm not saying, hey, go get a membership. If you can support me that way, I appreciate it. Support is always appreciated, never expected, but that is there if you'd like to take that route here on the YouTubes. And thank you, Zan Wild, who says, testing this out, it worked, and I appreciate the donation. Thank you. Note number 2. You might have already heard it, but Asshole the Cricket is back, and it is too stuffy to close my window, so we just have to deal with Asshole tonight. Throughout this, you'll hear chirp, 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 however they make their sound. Because like his father and his grandfather and his great-grandfather, the little bastard is living right outside my window. If I could, I'd go out there and squish his ass, but he's not too. It's just some bad. You know how you listen to those videos and they have music playing in the background? I tell you, I hate those all the time. Well, Asshole the Cricket, he's just our house band. So don't forget to tip your waiter. Oh man, fucking asshole! What a dick. There was another. What was the other? I'm trying to get BX Beast Boy on. We've been trying to hook up for quite a while. Not hook up as in date. We're not that close. But me and him had a really great conversation on his show a couple months back, which you should really go see if you didn't watch that one. I had a lot of fun hanging out with him, and I'm hoping to have him on Wednesday. We'll see what happens, but those are the plans at the moment. And with that, I guess we should kick off the show in what I'm going to admit to you is probably my most clickbait kind of clickety baity thing that I've done in a long time with the Donald Trump American hero. Now, this might have upset a few people. Oh, one other thing. Did I mention I'm on my Starlink? So if I dip, we're just going to have to put up with a moment of silence. Take that time to reflect on anything I'd said to that point. Okay? I promise I'll be back. So, Donald Trump, American hero. You guys know I don't think that right. I don't know that Donald Trump is an American hero. I think he was a decent president. I COVID spending was just ungodly. Ugh. None of that shit should have happened. We shouldn't have closed everything down. We shouldn't have had to give everybody so much money. We have a bunch of COVID money that's still unspent. All of that shit should just be retracted. And am I back? God, I wish there was a way for me to actually see this. Hello. Am I back yet? All right. You know what? Screw this. We're gonna have another dip here in just a second because The other one was being bad, but let's it at least more steady. We hear you, brief cutout. All right, am I back yet? Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum. I hear you. Yeah, I just switched to the other internet, so hopefully this one works. So let's go back into my diatribe. See, that's the worst part of it. That's the worst part of this shitty internet thing is that I get in a good rhythm, and that's when it cuts out. It never cuts out when I'm talking about asshole to cricket. Y'all got to hear all of that. It's when I'm in the middle of a decent discussion, and suddenly it's like, nah, bruh, nah, son of a bitch. I really, really, really do need to move. I need everybody to become a member and have all your family members and everybody you've ever seen become a member of the channel so I can move to a house with decent fucking internet. That's my lifelong goal. Anyhow, so let's get back to this. Donald Trump. I don't think that he's an American hero. I think he was a good president. And no, I want to stick with decent because the spending really is a big issue for me. That part of it is, oh man, the more that they spend, you guys understand that they're spending, that is part of their control, right? That is them taking more power for themselves. Because every time, like, oh, we need to have a new agency to look after blind puppies with one leg. We'll have to take more of your money for that. We're not even going to ask you if it's okay because that's just what they do. Retro, thank you so much. My very first monthly subscriber here on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Oh, by the way, the little badges that you get for that, those will be changed. Right now, they're the YouTube generic ones. I'll work on that, but it's me, so that might take 3 or 4 years. No, he'll be along, Dixie. He's just doing something at the moment. Jack will be here. What I don't like about Donald Trump isn't Donald Trump so much. Although his braggadocious shit, he goes a little over the line with it. But it's who he is. I don't hold that against him. It's who he is. Travis Gardner, thank you for becoming a member. And Comrade Kitty, you as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it more than I can express. Thank you. I saw you guys know who the Krasensteins are, right? They're kind of they're almost the original Rome girls around here. Couple of idiots over there on Twitter. They're also on most social media apps. These little lefty shitbags who I don't even believe what they say. I want to put that out there. I don't believe that they actually hold these political beliefs. I believe they latched onto the hashtag resist. Remember that stupid shit, hashtag resist. Oh, thank you so much, Travis, for a gifted membership. I appreciate that. Thank you. And that was gifted to Cougar Knife. I appreciate that. And Bubba, thank you for the membership. God damn, y'all. I just threw that on there. I appreciate that y'all are doing that. Well, Brian Krasen, Ed, I don't really pay much attention to because if I'm being honest, Ed Krasenstein, I think is retarded. And I mean that sincerely. I think he probably drools on himself a lot. Brian, believe it or not, is the brains of the organization. He's the ugly twin. The ugly twin, but he's the brains of that operation. And so I don't pay a lot of attention to Ed. I mostly look at this idiot, his brother, and I just want to talk about something that he tweeted, right? So Jack Posobiec said this: photos come from Georgia and North Carolina are like nothing I've seen before. The government told them yesterday this man was a traitor. They're welcoming him as their hero. It's completely backfired. Now, I agree. Isn't yes, he's the fat, ugly one. Hey, Camel, thank you so much for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate it. That's a lot of green popping up in the chat there. Thank you so much, guys. Let me read Brian's response, and I want to get into some shit I saw yesterday. Brian Krasenstein responds, "This does not reflect positively on the GOP. If you think it does, then I don't know what to tell you." Well, you can tell him why you don't think it reflects positively on the GOP, right? You could jump in there and explain why you think that people celebrating him as a hero is a negative reflection of them. That would be one way you could do it. Just saying, "Oh, I don't know what to tell you," just shows me that you're an idiot. But it reminded me of something I saw yesterday with the Trump indictment, right? I saw several stories, and you can go look these up. You can probably Google it. There were several people who said this: yes, the Trump prosecutions are political, but that doesn't mean they're wrong. What? Thank you, Pumpkin Trucker, for becoming a monthly subscriber. I appreciate it. Man, y'all are making me feel like I'm liked or something. Yeah, Jennifer, that's not fake. There were people. I know it was on MSNBC. They had tweeted out one article that said that, and I know I saw another one where they're like, yes, of course it's political, but that's all right. What? Why is that okay? Why is a political prosecution okay? And especially when the ones that we've had so far, right? Because we had, for prosecutions, I know we had the E. Jean Carroll thing, which was a bunch of bullshit, but we have the one coming out of New York where they're trying to get him on some ridiculous campaign issues, which are dumb as shit. They're wrong. They had to get creative with the law. Had to get creative with it. What? That's not how you should be prosecuting somebody, especially if you're out there admitting that it's political. Yeah, it's totally political. We had to get creative with the law. That's Banana Republic bullshit. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you okay with that? Look, I dislike Joe Biden. I think I've made that pretty fucking clear, right? I do not like this man. I think he's a fucking liar. I think he is a fraud. I think he's probably an international criminal. But I do not want to see him prosecuted on bullshit. You know what I mean? I don't want to see him brought up on digitizing charges over the Tara Reid thing, because that's all nonsense. Her story is bullshit. Period. End of story. She made up a bunch of stupid shit. I don't want to see Joe Biden go down for that. I didn't want to see, Monkey FBI. I like that. Monkey's FBI agent. Yeah, guys, I have a handler. Now, is this my handler, or is the person who's watching to make sure I don't say all the wrong things? Oh, crap. I hit the wrong button to be able to read that out loud. Thank you so much, Monkey's FBI agent. I will tell you, have a good rant going to I wait till you have a good rant going to drop your internet. Also, Cricky is on our payroll. Oh, is fucking asshole the Cricket working with the FBI? That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. I want to see Joe Biden go down for what he's actually done, right? I want to see him investigated, not for political reasons at all, but because there is some serious evidence that this man probably sold access to his office when he was vice president and is still doing so now. Oh, by the way, thank you for the feminist $12, Mr. FBI agent. Travis Gardner, thank you. I know you're upset, but I really like my Banana Republic. Well, I'm sorry, I missed the last part of that. Hang on a second, guys. And thank you, Retro. Oh my God, Retro, thank you so much. Gifting 5 memberships to the channel. Going out to Captain Tripper, Jennifer, JMK, Bad Boy, and Kevin. Thank you. Thank you so much for those, Retro. That is awesome. I appreciate it. I know you're upset, but I really like my Banana Republic safari jacket. Travis, shut up. How dare you? No, this really is. It's Banana Republic shit where they're admitting that this is a political prosecution. Retro, seriously, thank you so much, my friend. Nobody should be okay with this at all. There's no good reason for you to be going after somebody politically. This is why when Joe Biden is first getting into office and before he's even in office yet, you had people like Marjorie Taylor Greene going, I'm going to impeach him. You need to slow your roll and actually have something to impeach him on. And at that time, she was never saying why. She was doing it strictly because he's Joe Biden and not because he's probably an international criminal. So I get annoyed at this shit. And I guess annoyed is the wrong thing. I'm angry about this. While I don't think he's a hero, I don't think Donald Trump deserves to be being prosecuted right now over some files that went to his house. That, as far as we know, the only people who saw was a reporter. Well, I don't know if it's technically a reporter, a guy who's writing a book on him, and somebody who worked for a PAC. And in that case, it was a map. He showed him a map. Oh, no, not a map. Did he? At least he didn't show him the whole fucking atlas. It's nonsensical what they're going after him for. And then they don't understand why this is having people double down on their love of Trump. You're martyring this man. He's already very loved by his core support, right? And all you're doing is making other people go, wow, they really are just doing a political prosecution here. I mean, damn. And these are the same people that love to tell us about how much they respect democracy and they want to save the country. You want to save the country and you're using political prosecutions? You're going after people using the strength of the government because you don't like their opinions? You don't like the things Donald Trump did in office? Nothing illegal in office, mind you. None of it was about anything illegal in office. But you didn't like what he did. He lowered the taxes on the rich and everybody else. No. I saw one. I swear to God, this fucking retard like Donald Trump never lowered taxes for the middle class. Yeah, he did. When Donald Trump passed the tax reduction in 2017, that was across the board. Everybody got a tax cut. Literally everyone. No. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. That's literally what happened. We got to prosecute him. And they started that prosecution shit before he was ever in office based on a goddamn joke. That's what led to the Mueller investigation. Seriously, look this shit up. The Mueller investigation starts because Donald Trump makes the joke, hey, Russia, maybe you can find Hillary's 33,000 missing emails. He makes, and it was a joke. Everybody knew it was a joke. The crowd laughed. Nobody's like, yeah, we need to get the Russians. No, everybody laughed. Everybody knew it was a fucking joke. And suddenly, we need to impeach him. He wasn't even elected yet. It's all been political. And the idea that these assholes are okay with it, right? Brian Krasny, I don't know what to tell you if this doesn't look good. All right. It is a political prosecution. He didn't kill somebody. He didn't sell state secrets. You guys tried to play it off like, oh, look, he had nuclear secrets. He could have been giving those to China or somebody. Yeah. Meanwhile, you guys want Eric Swalwell on the Intel committee. But it's all made up. It's all bullshit. And this is why, while I don't have any plans to vote for Trump right now, and I don't support the guy, I hope he does well in the campaign. I really do. I want the best guy to emerge as the victor of the primary. I want the best fighter, the person that'll stand up best for conservative values, which these days you don't have to do much to stand up for conservative values. That's who I want in that. But I want him to have a good showing regardless. I want him to make it to the finish line. If it's a photo finish, great. But I want him to be in it at least till almost the end. If he doesn't win it, I want him to be in there almost till the end and have that chance, right? And that's why they welcomed him as a hero. The same reason I'm feeling like this. Because this is the kind of bullshit, nobody's above the law. Yeah, but you're not supposed to be using the law that way. What you're doing is illegal. Going after somebody for a political reason is malicious prosecution. I'm fairly certain in several places it's a disbarable offense. You can't be doing this shit. But they are. They are. They got Mr. Smith in there. He's doing the Lord's work. You're gonna get that Trump because he had some files. Beautiful. It's obvious even the foreign media are calling that. Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Thank you, Evolved Potato. We all know that the only hero could have the superhuman gymnastics and techniques to grab the wheel from his Secret Service driver through the protective glass in the limo. So he has to not only be a hero, but a superhero. This is basic stuff, Monkey. You know what? You're probably right about that. I forgot about his Mr. Fantastic rubbery arm ability. If Trump got reelected, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't. I don't know that if I would vote for him right now. Maybe. I don't know if I'd vote for anybody right now. I'll tell you this: I would not vote for anybody that's in the Democratic field, because even though Robert Kennedy Jr. is saying some good things right now, he's still a really big fucking liberal, and they spend too much money, and he's one of those environmental Nazis. Oh, sorry, commies. Pumpkin Trucker, thank you so much. The irony about Trump's tax plan is that the super rich. Sorry. Oh, there we go. The irony of Trump's tax plan is that the super rich lose one of their major tax shelters, capping real estate deductions, arguably raising his own taxes. Oh, yeah. Look, everybody got a tax cut, but there were offsets in there too for that. Now, I do still think it's irresponsible to have such a giant tax cut without cutting spending. I know people don't want to hear it, but we either need to raise taxes or cut spending. We can't keep going the way we are. We're going to keep going the way we are, but it's going to be destructive as fuck. Anyhow, yeah, but there's nobody on the Democratic side that I'd vote for. And I don't know that I'd vote for any of the Republicans right now either. There's some I definitely wouldn't vote for. The three that I might vote for at this point would be Tim Scott and DeSantis and Trump. Those would be the three that I would look at. But right now, what's going on is disgusting. It's just more of what we saw with the IRS being used against conservatives. This is this is exactly what they said Trump did, right? The DOJ going after his enemies. He didn't. There's no proof he sent any. They said, oh, but Trump talked to the attorney general and said, maybe we should look into this. And the attorney general said, I'm not doing that, Mr. President. And that was the end of it. The president's allowed to make recommendations. It still has to be done for the right reason. And here, this was all done for politics. And that somebody like Brian Krasenstein's out there like, I don't know what to say if you support Trump after, that indictment. All right, he hasn't been found guilty of anything, first of all. And two, that indictment is just nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. And on top of that, it was done for literally to go after your opponents to try to keep this man from running for president. That was their thing. This is why they wanted to do the whole impeachment thing, right? The second impeachment. You guys know the goal of that was not to get him kicked out of office. He was leaving anyway. The goal of that was to try to keep him from being able to run for president again. That has been their goal all along. It's not for justice. It's not to make sure crimes are punished. It's not because nobody's above the law. It's to try to keep this man from becoming the president again. And on that alone, I kind of want to see him become president again. I want to see what happens when Donald Trump wins a second term, when Joe Biden has to give the keys to the White House back to Donald Trump. Although I still think it'll be Kamala by the time that happens. Although, you know what? With the way Trump is polling, they might do what they've done with like Feinstein and what they did so long with RBG. They might give him some of that corpse juice to keep him running because they think he can beat Trump, and they know Kamala can't. Kamala Harris cannot beat Donald Trump for president. Period. End of story. Guilty of being a president instead of a puppet. Well, that's another thing with Donald Trump. He was the outsider. All of these guys loved. I'm an outsider. I don't live in Washington, so I'm an outsider. You don't get to a position like major candidate that actually has a chance to win without party support, right? You don't get there. You can make it to governor, maybe. You still need the state party support, so you're still part of the party system. You're still part of that rot. Now, does that mean you're a horrible person? No. Does that mean you can't break out from it? No, but they never do. My biggest problem, one of the reasons I don't vote either Republican or Democrat and haven't in a long time, is because from where I'm sitting, it doesn't matter who wins. We keep going the liberal route. It might be a slower version of the liberal route, but we're still going that way. And I'm not giving my vote to people who are doing that. Donald Trump was an exception. Still did. Not for political reasons. I believe Trump made decisions he thought were the best decisions. That doesn't mean they were the best decision, but I believe he thought they were based on the information that he was being given. Jack, how you doing, my friend?
I'm okay. How's my audio?
Your audio's good, my friend.
All right, good. I had to tear down my entire setup today, and I just hurriedly put it all back up moments before you sent me the link, actually.
Thank you, Keldrig. I would absolutely love to see Kamala Harris try to debate Trump. That would be the funniest shit. Oh, I would enjoy the shit out of that. But they would be like, oh, did you see how sexist he was to her?
And racist.
Oh yeah, of course. Do you remember when he debated Hillary in that one where they didn't have the podiums and they could walk around like, oh, he got kind of close to her. He was trying to intimidate her.
Oh, with his evil man powers.
He put a penis near her, and everybody knows she doesn't like penis.
That part I would believe.
They did that same thing in her race for Senate. Who was that? Rick Santorum she ran against? I forget who she ran against. But they had a debate, and at one point during the debate, he has some papers that he walks over and puts on her podium. And they're like, oh, did you see the way he raped her on the stage there?
It was so aggressive.
It was, oh my God, what a horrible person. They actually did that. They actually did that. And the press, they ran with it. Yes, oh my God.
It made them feel some kind of way, and there was a tingly in their no-nos.
Jack,
Monkey,
what do you think? Your honest opinion of Donald Trump?
Look, he's a flawed person.
Sure.
Like everybody else. I think he's just a little bit more exuberant sometimes.
Sure.
You know, I mean, like, he's pretty open and upfront and brutally honest, which is probably a fault for a politician because they're usually liars. He's an exaggerator, but I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with him. I thought it was entertaining watching people's heads explode, especially my lefty friends who were totally deranged about it. Like, dude, he's a Democrat from New York.
You say were deranged about him. I mean, are they still? Because everybody I know that's like that is still like that.
Well, they're getting like it again, but they had toned it down quite a bit because he was out of office, so the threat had passed, and now it's returned. And,
what do you think of the idea? What do you think of the idea of people admitting that these are political prosecutions, but they're okay with it?
I've seen a couple people like that in my real life, but not very many. There were a couple of my liberal friends that were kind of concerned about it, but they're not really willing to say that around other liberals. But yeah, I don't think it's uncommon because they hate Trump that much.
Don't you think it's
that visceral hatred?
Don't you think it's kind of a dangerous thing for us to be getting into?
Oh, it's insanely dangerous. This is Banana Republic stuff for sure, but it's one step away from executions. If they could do it to the former president, they'll do it to his supporters and his donators, anybody that's even tacitly involved with him, and then it branches out from there to wrong thinkers. How dare you vote for him? We have to go through the voter rolls and purge these evil people. I mean, we've seen that before in third world countries. It's not like this is new.
No.
And it's the next logical step because they always double down, especially with communists.
Cas1 asked me if I'm going to play Remnant 2. I don't know. I have it. I don't know if I'll play it. Oh, no, wait. I don't have it. I saw it today. That's what it was. Maybe. I don't know. This was a major news organization where I first saw somebody saying, yeah, it's definitely political, but that's okay. This is coming from MSNBC. Now, granted, they are a shit news source, but a lot of people still get their news from them. And from where I'm sitting as an American citizen, I see that, and all I can think is, I can't believe this is where we are. I know it's where we are, but I cannot believe that that's where we are.
That's because for our generation, this sort of thing was unthinkable. We grew up during the Cold War when these type of tactics were done by the communists and the Guatemalans and Brazil. This wasn't an American thing. This is stuff that happened to other places. A lot of the younger people now are brainwashed to think this sort of thing is okay.
It's just kind of depressing to me that, I mean, we should know because we saw the different polls that have come out about how many kids today, and by kids I mean college age young adults, who are like okay with communism and okay with limits on free speech and this kind of fucking nonsense. We're headed there.
Oh yeah,
we're slaloming down. I don't know that that there's like we can slow this shit down, scratch with our fingers on the side of the track. We are going down this hill. And I actually think, Jack, if Trump wins, it gets much, much worse. Now, guys, I'm not telling you not to vote for him for that. This is more of a get ready, because I do think Trump has a good chance of winning the whole thing.
I think if Trump wins, you're going to see some real violence in the street.
I really do. And no, guys, I'm not saying civil war. But kind of what we saw after 2016, where in most elections, your side loses, Republican or Democrat, whatever. And then you just have a couple of political slap fights until the next election. With Trump, I mean, you had people within his own government working against him. You had generals ignoring his orders and people okay with it.
Yeah.
You had two blatantly political impeachment hearings. I mean, everything that was getting bad just when this is why I made that one video. The liberals are still winning, or the SJWs are still winning, because everything that was like, oh, look, Trump stood up to this and the people were happy and like, hey, we beat this shit back. They tripled down on it. They didn't just double down. They quadrupled down on that shit. We gotta change and make sure that people can't speak properly. We had the fucking FBI working with Twitter.
Yep.
To silence conservatives.
I'm afraid it'll get a lot worse before it gets better. And if it gets better. But yeah, I think that you're going to see some open violence. You're going to see a lot of people going against what is the good of the people for their own personal agendas. More of this FBI and DOJ nonsense targeting individuals or political enemies. I think you're going to see more of that. You probably see some renditions where they have like MI5 grab people for the CIA and get information out of them or hold them. That one surprised me. So yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, that sounds conspiratorial now, but look at what has happened in the last 5 years.
How many conspiratorial things have turned out to be, oh yeah, that really did happen? You're not supposed to pay attention to those though. Jack, on our screen right now, I pulled up a DM I got. People have started sliding into my DMs mad at me. And not you guys. The vast majority of DMs I get are from friends and from audience members. But the other day I got one, Jack, that just simply said KYS. I laughed so hard when I got that one. But I got one yesterday. So this one's on the screen.
Did you tell them you're not from Alabama, so you can't kiss your sister?
I did not. I just laughed at it. I put it up on Twitter to have other people laugh at it as well, because fuck off. Why would you do that? Why do you slip into somebody's DMs because you're mad at them like that? Kill yourself. Fuck you. But this is one I woke up to this morning, actually. It says, your brain is mush and you are so easily swayed by the most obvious propaganda and lies put out by the right.
Yeah, dummy.
Oh, okay. You are part of the most intolerant snowflake types of the world. None of your claims that teaching LGBTQ history in school equals grooming children or forcing them to become gay.
We've never said it forces them to become gay.
You guys have heard me say a shit ton of words. Have you ever heard me say anybody's forced to become gay?
That happens in prison, not elementary school.
It does sometimes happen in the elementary schools, but those stories don't get talked about very often.
Oh, we don't talk about the teachers diddling the kids. Nope.
No, in California, it's a misdemeanor now. Anyhow, even the slightest research can prove that. Well, the slightest research will prove that you're an idiot. But you people don't want to look for yourselves. You would rather spout.
You people.
I apparently he thinks I'm black.
I'm not saying monkey avatar. Nope.
That's a Ross Perot joke, guys. You would rather spout unsubstantiated claims and be mindless drones repeating the baseless lies that your political pundits repeat continuously. Wow. Each one of these gets longer. The next one's about Trump. It's a lot of fun.
For Christ's sake.
But before we get
is this by Rachel Maddow? Is that who sent this to you?
You know what? I don't remember the name of who sent it to me. It's still in my DMs. I could tell you. What the fuck is their name? This is Riosg. It's Guzman _Sierra. Guzman Sierra. I'm assuming it's actually Sierra Guzman. I don't know why your parents named you after a mountain range, but whatever. Travis Gardner, thank you. If things go violent, it will be like Germany 1919 with Corpse.
Free Corpse.
Thank you. Representing different factions. I don't know how bad it'll get. I think for the most part, it'll just be the random violence we saw of 2020 just escalated.
Yep. I think we're seeing a lot more Antifa types coming out of the woodwork. Now, Sierra, is this a chick?
Maybe. There was the picture's an avatar.
Lame.
This all comes about, guys. Remember I told you sometimes just to be funny, because I really do think it's funny. I will catch a topic, right? Hopefully it comes from a politician right after they post something. But if you catch a topic when it's on fire and you you're one of the first people to respond to a very popular post. It can piss off a lot of people, and that's what happened here. This is about that Faze Nick Merck thing where the guy said leave children alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I did accuse one guy of grooming because he just can't say leave children alone.
That's weird.
He tried to lie about what pride means. He tells us that Pride Month is just about self-respect.
That deadly kids.
No, it's not. Pride Month it's literally gay pride, and now you guys have turned it into LGBTQ pride.
Yeah,
it's not self-pride.
To be fair, it's also about peeing on each other from what I've seen at pride marches.
Alan, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it. Hope you're well, man.
Also, thank you, Alan, for the dono. For the tip. I guess they're technically tips on Streamlabs. Thank you, Alan, who says, hello, Jack. Hi, Alan. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, man.
Look, I want to be very clear on this. I don't care what you do in your personal life as long as you're not messing with kids.
Yeah, leave the kids alone. Consenting adults only. No raping of the adults or children.
I've been talking about this for years. The reason that the left goes after the young people is because they're easily swayed. They have no life experience, no life expectancy like we're in Ethiopia in the 80s.
Well,
no.
We're working on it.
They have no life experience and their brains haven't formed yet. It's why you see them going after college and below, because it's easy to sway those people. I don't want to say they're dumb, they're ignorant.
That's ignorant.
It's not their fault. It's our job to train them. It's our job to teach them how to think, not what to think, how to think. But that's not what they do anymore. They teach them what to think. This is what you need to think about things. And I have a problem with that. And I do have a problem with any sexuality or sexual-based stuff in elementary schools. And if you don't, I find that very fucking suspicious.
I agree.
This isn't about gay people. This is about you pushing an agenda on little children.
Sorry, and possibly wieners. Also, thank you, Keldrick. I'm skeptical that anyone who participates in Pride has self-respect. I concur.
It's just
sorry.
When somebody says leave children alone and their response is, how dare you think I want to fuck them? I think you want to fuck them.
Yeah, it does kind of look like you want to fuck them.
Because the proper response to leave kids alone is, leave kids alone.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, this is their next one. And this is where it just jumps out of left field. There's one key factor that is different in the Trump mishandling classified documents case. What? Where the fuck did that come from in this conversation so far?
I mean, there's a time gap, so maybe he thought about another, or she, I don't know, thought about something else, and then was like, oh yeah, and this, and they forgot to send a paragraph.
Oh man. Well, I'm guessing it probably took them all 7 minutes to type this out, if I'm being honest.
No, they had to get their helper to get in there, I guess.
There's one key difference in the mishandling: his unwillingness to cooperate with the FBI. Okay. No. There's a big difference that you overshadow right there. Joe Biden shouldn't have had any of that classified material.
Oh,
period.
Look at your hate facts, you monster.
Joe Biden claims he didn't even know he had it. Joe Biden came out and said that it's deeply irresponsible for a president to have that stuff, but apparently an ex-vice president is fine.
Oh, well, yeah.
He outright ignored them for months and months, and on tape admitted to never declassifying the documents had in his possession. Well, he does say that on the tape. That I'll give him that, and I mentioned that yesterday, that there's some damning stuff on there. The question is whether or not it's actually classified material in a sense that should be classified in the first place. What he showed that reporter was a single document, Jack. Well, by single document, I think it was like 3 or 4 pages, but that's what he showed him. And it was a plan drawn up by somebody to bomb a country that is a plan that never went through.
Well, then who cares?
He on tape ignorantly flaunted highly confidential military information. All right, hang on. It wasn't that confidential. It was reported in the news that there was a plan, and Trump said no. We talked about this yesterday, Jack, where Trump was going to go ahead with the plan, but he asked for a count of how many people will die according to this. And if I remember correctly, it was like 125 or 175. Don't quote me on that because I don't remember. I know it was a fairly low number for the kind of bombing that they wanted to do. And he said no. It's not highly confidential. It was reported in the fucking papers, you retard.
Yeah, there were a lot of lefties that were mad that he said no to bombing something. Like, hey, dial it back, warmonger.
Well, when it comes to Iran, while they're okay with them hating the Jews, they don't like that they got involved in Syria on Assad's side.
Yeah.
Anyhow. Anyway, highly confidential military information. The reporter he met with in a private meeting. Well, yeah, the guy was writing a book and talking to Trump. Trump gave him interviews and that. Yeah, it was private. He didn't do it like in Times Square or something. In a private, I love that part. In a private meeting. Would it have been better if he did it on Zoom? I don't know. I don't understand what that part even means.
Yes. They wanted it on Zoom.
Now with proof, name another president who has been in possession of documents like this that acted in the same careless way Trump did. All right, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Obama. In a warehouse full of documents.
Yeah, and they don't even know what all's in there.
No.
And then I told him with utmost respect to go fuck himself. Because I'm a nice guy, Jack. I want to be respectful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. This made me think of something, Jack.
Peanut butter?
Nope. We've talked about the need of young men to have an example, and they don't really, a lot of them, right? Because there's not a strong male role model in their life.
Sadly true.
And a couple of surrogates had popped up in certain fashion, like Jordan Peterson, who, while I like a lot of what Jordan has to say, no offense, Jordan, you're kind of a puss. All right, I like you, I do, and I enjoy a lot of your stuff, but you're kind of a puss. I mean no disrespect, and I know that sounds stupid, but if you see him, you're never gonna be like, that's a man's man right there. You know what I mean?
Well, he's more like the intellectual guy,
yeah,
as opposed to like the Schwarzenegger guy. There's different types of men.
He's your gay dad.
Well, I wouldn't say gay. He's just the brainiac. He's the nerd dad.
He wears sweater vests, man.
Okay, that sweater vests are usually just a sign that somebody might need their hard drive checked. Rick Santorum.
No, and again, I like him.
I don't trust people with sweater vests. I'm sorry.
I think he's missing a part of masculinity, right? And then on the other side, you have like your Andrew Tate, who again says some stuff I agree with, but he goes too far in the other direction, to the bravado, to the smashing puss and driving the sports cars, and raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like what the internet really needs is a real dad.
Alan Thicke?
No, he's dead. Me.
Oh.
I'm decided that I'm gonna be daddy monkey to the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look, I want to bring that up on the screen again. Look at this dribble that somebody slid into my DMs to say to me, instead of just saying it in public where the conversations were going on, you got to hide this shit and be a little bitch about it. What you need is a dad in your life to tell you, that's a bad idea. To teach you that if you're going to do something like this, at least have the courage to do it publicly. You know what I mean? Now, not everybody needs a dad. I know some of you are older than me. Some of you are very close in age to me. But there is clearly a decent male role model lacking in so many lives out there. And that is where I come in. Can I borrow the car, Dad? No. No.
A lot of people asking to borrow your car all of a sudden.
Nope. Sorry, that's not how it works. You got to earn that priprivilege. You got to earn that.
This is tough love time, kids.
It is. We need a shit ton of tough love because we have a lot of fucking retards out there.
Speaking of tough love, if you're enjoying the show, hit the like button, share it on your social media, subscribe if you haven't. Join the membership on the channel. Ring that bell for notifications. I don't know. And if you're feeling generous, toss us a couple bucks at the Streamlabs link pinned to the top of the chat, occasionally going through chat, and in the description.
I can't argue that, but I can't argue who should be internet daddy. You know, it's fair, but I feel like I'm a good one because I'm a manly guy, Jack. I'm jacked. Well, I'm big. I'm not jacked anymore because I'm crippled. But I'm also smart, and I don't want y'all calling me daddy, by the way, because that's creepy. But I should call me dad. I'll be internet dad, which makes you Uncle Jack. Frosted, thank you so much. Monk, call me daddy. Have a seat. Cigar Chopping Penguin, thank you so much, Ed, for joining the channel. Same with you, Seal. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, so I've decided to be internet dad. I don't know what that entails, because I wouldn't tell my children to go fuck themselves. So I gotta get back in the role of being a responsible person. But I'm not above telling people something stupid. I wasn't above that with my children. If they said something stupid, like, that's dumb. And here's why. That's what a lot of this stuff misses is here's why. You shouldn't slide into somebody's DMs like that and like to kill yourself. Why? Why would you? If you disagree with something I say, make an argument. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And and that last person, I actually respect that last paragraph they put in there. They should pay more attention to what's going on around them, but at least they made an argument, right? The one above it was nonsensical, my feelings bullshit, where it's like, you think returning the kids gay. I've never said anything like that you're forcing kids to be gay. I've never even come close to saying something like that. If you're gonna go into somebody's DMs, and I really hope you guys don't, hit somebody up that you don't like in their DMs and say rude shit to them, do it in public. Have the balls to do that shit in public. It's not like you're face to face with them. And for the record, you shouldn't say things on the internet that you wouldn't say to somebody's face anyway. That's cowardly. Thank you, Dixie Rose, for that feminist double $12. Can I bribe you for use of the car? Have to, Jack. No. That's a privilege. It has to be earned. It's got to be earned. You got to clean your room and mow the lawn and probably rub my feet.
Thanks, Dixie.
Cigar Chomping Penguin, thank you so much. Spank me harder, Daddy Monkey. Shit. I should have said dad. I never should have said daddy.
Yeah.
That's on me. I'm Dad Monk or Monk Dad, whichever way you prefer. Far too hideous and cowardly to ever consider sliding into anybody's DMs. I typically don't hit anybody in their DMs unless I've, mentioned to them in a public post first. Hey, can you message me? I'm just not the person who slides into people's DMs. And I don't say things in DMs that I'm ashamed of. Most of the reason I do it in DMs is because it's the stuff that's being talked about has it's nonsensical stuff. It's like you and me after the show sometimes. Half the time, guys, me and Jack after the show, we probably should have kept the show going.
Yeah. It might as well just be like an after show.
And
event.
then the other half of the time, we probably should just hang up.
Yeah. Well, we tend to be like mildly distracted while bitching about stuff that probably should have been on the show.
And then out of nowhere, one of us will go, "Oh, dude, check this out," and we'll send each other a video to watch. So only downstairs, huh, Monk? Well, I don't know what that means. I did fall today, Jack. Not bad, just into a wall. I just felt stupid. Do you ever fall and you just feel stupid? Like when you trip over your own feet, or you didn't realize there was a curb there, a little step down or a step up, and you trip, you just feel dumb.
Oh yeah, I do that more than I care to admit to, honestly.
Now, I would have fallen on my ass. Luckily, it happened in a corner, so I just slammed my shoulder into the corner a little bit. But it was embarrassing. It was right in front of my wife. And I don't understand why we're embarrassed by this.
And then you looked at her and she's like, I made 3 children with that man.
Right? Like, you need to pick better in your next life. Yeah, she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine. Just embarrassed because, God, why can't I walk?" Anyway, it's one of those human things that, as far as I know, we all feel embarrassed by it, but I don't know why. It happens to everybody. It's not your fault. It's not you that makes you stupid or anything. You just missed a step. But it's embarrassing.
Raymond pointed out the one that I always end up with, which is you slip on some ice and your arms end up flailing around. You look like a retard. And people are like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that to me is the most embarrassing.
We went to a kind of a little get-together thing at Pizza Hut. We were all meeting up there for some reason. And there was a little bit of ice out, and I step out of the van, and it's one of the first falls I ever took after this happened. Straight down on my ass and shoulder. Ooh. And yeah, it was just so embarrassing because I did the and then bam. And I don't, it's one of those human experiences that we get embarrassed by, like accidentally farting. Now, those of you who are out there and just like, what? It's natural, and you fart all over the place. You're nasty. Please stop.
Yeah, that's gross.
Okay? It's nasty. Nobody thinks it's funny, except 4-year-olds. Just stop. But you accidentally fart and like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Everybody does it. Get over it. I know it happens. I don't understand why. It's some weird thing that I feel science should be spending time on, rather than deciding how much of a cock to chop off of a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, I had other stuff, I'm sure. I would definitely never do a show without anything to talk about. That's not true. I've actually started shows like, I don't have anything to talk about. Oh, this one. Oh God, I love this. CNN, this is one of their articles today. They tweeted out this: after 2 years of surging prices, economists still can't agree on what has caused the world's worst inflation crisis in decades. And I saw this because somebody retweeted it with this, and he says, "I wonder why." This is the amount of money that has been just thrown into the economy over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
We go from less than $1 trillion all the way up to 2019. In 2020, almost $4 trillion was added. And in 2021, 2.25 trillion more.
Yeah, what's a few more trillion, right?
It's called devaluing the dollar, dickheads.
I'm not even
an economist and I understand this concept. Stop spending, drill, baby, drill. Yeah, those are both good ideas. I mean, you also look. We said this at the start of the pandemic. One of the worst things they did was shut down the economy. It was entirely fake. There was no reason for it. And the longer it went on, the harder it was going to be to recover from. And their idea for that was print $6 trillion. That's not a good thing. That money has to have some kind of backing, and it didn't. This is why so many people, like go over to Bitcoin and stuff, because fiat currency with no backing, we're not on the gold standard anymore. This is what's going to happen if you have assholes who are running this country who just keep spending. In order to spend that money, they have to print money. And then on top of that, you also had, like the issues at the ports, which I still don't understand why that happened, Jack. Well, I know why, but I don't understand why they allowed it to happen, because it's so clear what's going to. California institutes all these new rules. Notice we didn't have that problem on the East Coast, Jack. We didn't have ships waiting sometimes up to 2 weeks to get unloaded. That was only on the Pacific side. That was only in California.
Well, I mean, it's California.
They put a whole bunch of shitty rules on how trucking companies can run, and that's what they were going after. What kind of trucks you can have on the road. All these new things that made no sense, which brought everything to a crawl there. On top of that, we have the chip shortage going on because of COVID. We don't understand why this is happening. Are you retarded? Shit, even AOC could figure this one out. We just can't figure. This is why I tell you guys, I don't trust economists. I think they're mostly bullshit artists, and not very good ones, Jack.
Well, yeah.
They make a bunch of shit up and be like, I think this is happening. And a lot of them are just pure political these days. I mean, you don't have when so-and-so talks, what's that guy's name? People listen. Now it's like, oh, who's in office? Then that's a good policy. Krugman won the fucking Nobel Peace Prize in economics.
Yeah, well, the standards have dropped quite a bit for the Nobel.
Oh my God. And they're like, no, you just don't understand how it works. Like, no, I understand. You guys are fucking retarded, because it does not make any sense that economists can't agree what happened. Weren't we all there? All right. In news that's going to piss off some of you. It certainly pissed me off. Jack, the president of the United States tweeted out today. And
Is that what he tweeted out?
Yeah, well, his handler of his Twitter account tweeted out. Today, the People's House, your house, sends a clear message to the country and to the world. America is a nation of pride. And he added a picture. Now, we're going to look at a different version of this picture. I don't have a good one. The one I have is a joke picture, but it is real. But this is the one he tweeted out. I don't know if you see this. This is the LGBTQ, LMNOP, kind of flag. Mm-hmm. It's hanging at the Capitol building.
Isn't that the White House?
Is this the White House? No, okay, wherever it's at. This is the full. Ignore the spirit Halloween thing. I really should have went and found the real picture. But this is how they're hanging the flags. They put the LGBTQ flag there in the middle of the American flags at the same level.
We're lucky it wasn't all three LGBTQ flags.
Now, there are official ways to display the United States flag. In most cases, you just hang the United States flag higher than the others.
Yeah.
If it can't be higher, if they're on the same level, another flag cannot be to the right of the American flag. It is disrespectful. It puts them in front of us. Now, while this has it on each side, there's clearly it's to the right of one of those. The LGBT flag isn't a real fucking thing. It's not a nation. It's not a military organization. Why the fuck is this hanging in any official capacity in our houses, Congress, or the White House, or any state house? Why the fuck is this?
This is the new religion.
You're right. You're right. It's absolutely that. And people are okay with this. You're not allowed to have pride in America anymore. Oh, you can't have that. What you can be proud of is guys who dress as women and steal luggage.
That's a stunning and brave American. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why the fuck are we treating it like this?
Because they hate this country. They have no respect for our flag, but they have respect for the other one. And if they thought they could get away with it, they would have put rainbow flags everywhere. Not even hang up a single American flag.
That's the pedo flag too, not just the LGB one. Yeah. The LGB flag is the rainbow. It's got all of the shit. That's got the Dylan Mulvaney right there at the top. So many days of being a girl. Oh my God.
Days of girlhood.
Oh
Yay.
no, you guys just don't understand how great it is.
Oh, it's so exciting. Ugh.
Fuck off. Oh, I'm getting annoyed at this shit where it's, look, if you want to do it, fine. But there's still things that's to me disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
It's no surprise that the approval rating of the LGBT community is going down. Shouldn't surprise anyone.
Literal commie flag, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, that's how they're doing it. They're sneaking this shit in, and people are just running along with it because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. This is why you need a dad to tell you no. You need a dad to tell you to go to your room and think about what you did. I hate these people, Jack. This is, oh my God. It's the American flag, dude.
They don't care. They have no respect for it.
There's things that I don't like about our country that I want fixed. There's politicians I want probably jailed. But I still love this country and the ideas that brought it into being and that should be respected. And no, you don't just get to elevate a fucking flag because you like to suck dick while dressed as a girl. That's not the same. Blood was spilled for that flag, you fucking assholes. And not some Stonewall riots. No.
Does semen count as blood now?
Men went off to war and died to bring this country into being. And over have stepped up and given their fucking lives for that flag. And you treat it like that, go fuck yourselves. A little bit angry on that one, Jack. Angrier than I'm meant to get. It's not just the flag. It's what it represents. One of those flags, well, two of them, stand for freedom. And the other one stands for conformity and forced bullshit. One of them stands for you will do what we tell you to do. And if you're celebrating that one, go fuck yourself. It's pretty gay, Monk. Yeah, I guess. God damn. Thank you. Oh, let me come over here. And that's a longer one. I want to make sure I get to read it without an interruption. Other than my internet cutting in and out. Because Dark Resurrect, thank you so much for the feminist $12. Us old guard LGBT people call that new flag the progressive flag. The normal pride flag has been labeled the conservative pride flag. Neither should be above the American flag. Indeed. And I do hope that those of you who are gay or even trans understand I'm not talking about all of you. I'm talking about the activist bullshit. especially when it comes to the kids. But next to the kids, I think I've not been this angry about one of these things until I saw that. I was fucking pissed. Dude. I was hot. What you guys just heard was me calm down about it.
Yeah.
Whew. Anyhow, should we watch the Klavan thing?
Sure.
Well, you know what? With my internet the way I can't anyway. I'm gonna put a tweet into chat for you guys to go watch. It's Andrew Klavan, who, by the way, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the people at Daily Wire. You and I have talked about this before, but Klavan I fucking love. Klavan makes me laugh, man.
Yeah, I like him.
Klavan's smart and he makes me laugh. And look, well, I like some of the stuff that Knowles has done, some of the stuff that Walsh has done. I like little Benny well enough, but Klavan makes me laugh. Happy Humility Month, everyone. Oh, we'll never have that. We'll never have Humility Month. We have to teach them self-respect by telling them about how men butt fuck. Oh. Do I want to talk? No, I don't really want to talk about that. Oh, dude. Somebody asked me, why do people say shit to me and then block me? What a bunch of pussies. See, there's another reason you need a dad. If you got the balls to say something to somebody, stay around to hear their reply.
Sounds like a lot of steps.
Fuck, man. It's Humility Month in my universe. Look, I'm not even saying that people need to be humble. I'm sure as fuck not. But I do think that there's a difference between running around and celebrating your fucking degeneracy. I'm not talking. Look, if you're two gay guys fucking in their room, I don't give a shit. I wouldn't even call it degeneracy, Jack, because it's none of my fucking business. But what we're seeing, and the more this goes on, it's just fucking degeneracy that's being pushed. You have people out there, and this is one of what that Klavan video I just put in there. You have people out there bitching about book burning. Like they're banning books. It's like the Nazis. Because they want to take what basically amounts to pornography out of elementary schools. It's just a little dick sucking. I don't know what you're upset about. It's just the gay experience. Well, one, a lot of those books have that Lawn Boy. Notice they stopped talking about Lawn Boy.
Yeah.
Lawn Boy has a grown man having sex with a child. And this was one of the books that was in schools. How dare you? How dare you? That doesn't belong in a school.
What?
Frankly, a public library, I'd look at him kind of crooked for having that shit in there. Oh, but it's a loving relationship. Look, if that's how you're finding out you're gay, is because a grown man's fucking you. I feel like you were molested and probably need therapy. You might still be gay, but that's not how you should have found out. Am I wrong on that?
Nope.
You shouldn't be in the Penn State locker room getting butt fucked by the coach and go, oh, yeah, I am gay. I wonder how many of those people are gay now.
That's a good question.
And no, I don't think that's how all gay people are. I do think that does happen to people, and it does fuck their brains up. Whether they turn out gay or not. You're talking about molesting children. Fuck. They're like, no, that's a book. You can't take that out of libraries. It's a book. Penthouse Forum is technically a book. Oh, we gotta have that in there for the kids so they learn what happens when they order pizza. Fucking weirdos. Anyhow, Jack, I'm gonna let that one go for a little bit. I just get so angry. I get angry.
You sound angry.
I am, because this is common sense and we have such a fucking lack of it now.
Seems very judgmental to me. Makes you sound like bigot.
Monk, what did your Little League coach do to your hair? I rubbed his hand, he tussled it, I didn't ask him to, but these books are totally appropriate for children, but not for adults somehow. Yeah, This is one of them, because we've talked about many of those where the adult goes to the school board meeting and they read the book that's in the children's school. Oh, that's inappropriate here. And we actually saw one of them who said this, oh, that's inappropriate. We have children here. But they can check it out and read it for themselves in school.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But
then it's okay.
I hear whittling. It's something Jack's doing over there.
It's my computer. The fan is dying on it.
Yeah. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. You should pick up a fan. They're only like $10. Is it a PC or a laptop?
Laptop.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much those are. But yeah, if you can't read it to adults, even with children in the room, it shouldn't be where children can read it. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's why that preacher who stood up and just kept reading it. Oh man, I hope that guy gets all the rewards in life.
Yeah, that took a lot of guts. Actually,
that guy's a fucking hero.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is inappropriate to read to us adults, and those adults are like in their 50s at least. No, it's not for them. No, that book was written. That was literally in an elementary school.
Yeah.
And fuck it. Oh, anyhow. I'm tempted to write a children's book called My Lover Hitler. Let them see how they square that circle. Just make sure it's all gay. And it'll be like, fuck. All right, Jack, you brought some stuff tonight.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay. Australia to introduce national ban. Hang on. I know it's not on your screen yet. Introduce national ban on Nazi symbols. I don't like this.
I don't either.
Look, I mean, this has been brought up many times, but like the swastika, the symbol of Nazis, that's not how it started. It's actually only about a decade where that's what it was. And we've decided after that decade, that's all it can ever mean. I get it, Jack, why people are like skeptical of it and stuff, but I don't like banning symbols.
I don't either. Even look, if you want to dress up like Hitler in your free time, you do you. It's weird. I think it's kind of silly, but it's not a crime. Maybe tasteless, but
I have no problem if somebody wants to dress that way and walk down the street. I mean, you're an asshole, but you want to dress like a SS agent, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't be thrown in jail for that. That's fucking stupid. Now, Europe has been on this kick for a long time. Germany especially. They're like, no Nazi, nothing.
Yeah.
They didn't ban Austrians, which is kind of weird.
The people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
I mean, if you're going for the root of the problem, it was Austria, right? It's where the little fucker came from.
Yeah, technically. Well, maybe they don't want to specifically target Hitler because he was had a grandmother that was Jewish.
True. Maybe that's what my grandmother was a bitch. I might have grown up hating people like her, but I just called her a bitch and moved on with my life.
Yeah,
I don't like this. I don't. This is bad.
Yeah, banning stuff just makes it look cool to young people.
Yeah.
Really think this is going to work out well. It's never worked out well. Banning things, especially stuff like this, is just going to make it popular.
Public displays of the swastika or SS symbol will be punishable by up to a year in prison. However, the new law will not cover the Nazi salute. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Just saying it'd be nice if elementary school libraries didn't look like they were stocked by Peter Graves' character from Airplane. You're not wrong. You like gladiator movies?
Right? Never seen a grown man naked. There's no place in Australia for symbols that glorify the horrors of the Holocaust, Attorney General Mark Dreyfus said, announcing the new legislation. We will no longer allow people to profit from the display and sales of items which celebrate the Nazis. What if I'm buying it, right? To cover it in shit, to let the neo-Nazis know what I think of Nazis. Is that an okay use of it?
Nope. That's a hate crime. You're targeting an individual, right?
It's still, I'm still a little ashamed of myself for not realizing it before Tommy C said it in a video. They're basically protecting Nazis now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They really are. Because you're not allowed to mock them at all.
Oh, no. That would be wrong.
Because if you mock them, you might dress like them. I mean, they went after PewDiePie, and isn't that like an old South Korean uniform or some stupid shit?
It was like North Korean, I think.
It wasn't even a fucking Nazi uniform he was wearing. And in his whole video, they got him in so much trouble. He wasn't supporting hating Jews or anything. He was trying to point out just how sad it is that people on Fiverr will literally do anything for $5.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's kind of PewDiePie. You have billions of dollars or however much. So some people desperately need money. So fuck off. But he wasn't doing it. Was actually saying, look, this is so fucked up. And they're like, oh my God, did you see what he did? He's supporting the Nazis.
Look, context doesn't matter. We learned that with the pug salute.
Good night, Fugi. Have a good one, my friend.
Later, Fugi.
Yeah, the pug salute from Count Dankula is one of the greatest examples of this. He was literally mocking Nazis. He said, her dog is cute and she loves it so much, I'm going to teach it the worst thing I can. He wasn't saying the best thing I can. He said the worst thing. Oh my God, did you see what he did? He taught that dog to salute like a Nazi.
It's so awful.
Well, at least his dog is still going to be allowed to go to Australia. I don't know if he's planning to or not, but
just can't package his uniform up anymore.
Yeah, I don't like the banning of symbols. It goes to the free speech thing. It does. I mean, we're not talking about in schools. We're talking about in public. You can go to jail for a year for that. Why do I hear a vibrator? Because Jack's computer's dying. Hashtag like, share, subscribe, and toss money at Jack so he can eventually buy a new computer. All right. Bombshell report. Witness with smoking gun evidence of Biden bribery ring died under mysterious circumstances. Oh, did they fucking Clinton somebody?
No.
All right. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, who previously served as an attorney for President Donald Trump, claimed that he offered to give a U.S. attorney information about a whistleblower with access to smoking gun evidence of a Biden international bribery scheme, but he was ignored and she later died under mysterious circumstances. Former Trump attorney gave his statement about the now deceased chief accountant at Burisma, the Ukrainian oil and gas company that gave Hunter Biden hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit on a board seat while on Newsmax. During the interview on Saturday Report with Rita Cosby, Giuliani referred to special counsel Jack Smith, who conducted an investigation into Trump's handling of classified documents. I don't care. Where's the other part? Giuliani stated that Smith had emphasized the existence of a single system of laws in the United States that applies equally to everyone, which is why Hillary Clinton was never indicted. Giuliani further revealed that the Pittsburgh Attorney General had initially been investigating the case. However, the investigation was later transferred to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware. Really? Really? There's an investigation of Joe Biden and it goes to the Delaware field office.
Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing.
Might as well just done in Scranton. Under former Attorney General William Barr, Giuliani criticized the lack of any action taken by the Delaware office, claiming that the individual involved was under threat of death. In Ukraine? For insulting the Bidens? No.
What?
No.
Nothing to see here.
You think Zelensky, who is basically a puppet of the United States government, would do that for Biden? I find that hard to believe.
That's just silly talk.
She was the wife of the former owner who died under. What were the suspicious circumstances? Do they tell us in here?
I don't remember. I read it a while ago. It's been a long day.
Yeah, just keep saying suspicious. Thank you, sir. Adamantine. How you doing, Addie? Who says, Monkey? Thank you, sir. How are you? I hope you're well, my friend.
Hi, Sir Adamantine.
As far as I can see, it doesn't tell us what happened. My guess would be, she just disappeared from pictures.
Yeah, that is a problem. I hear it happens a lot in the Soviet states.
I do have to say this. Giuliani's not necessarily the most credible witness anymore. I mean, he's basically admitted to just making shit up for the election stuff, which, by the way, good job, asshole. All you did was give people, see, look, this was bullshit. Well done. Who was that stupid female attorney they had on that team?
That narrowed it down.
The one who's like, I'm going to expose everything. And it was her time to do it. And she's like, my pussy itches. I got to go.
I got nothing.
Yeah. There was plenty of real stuff to look at. You didn't have to make bullshit up. Sidney Powell. Thank you, guys. Freak skydiving accident without a parachute. Yeah. From a passenger plane. From a Boeing 747.
No, it's
skydiving.
It's known to happen. People sometimes they just are stuffed in a burlap sack in the cargo hold and mysteriously jump out and parachute. It's a thing that happens.
Shark attack on land. That's probably what it was. She was driving down the street and there was they were transferring a shark, right? And it jumped out and bit her, and she couldn't be saved.
Real quick, thank you, Sir Adamantine, for the generous donation, man. Appreciate it.
I didn't do anything productive again last night, Jack. I wanted to play a video game, but I just sat here, and so I started watching YouTube videos, and I'm like, let's see what's on Amazon. Creed 3 is now out on Amazon if you're a Prime subscriber, and I've been waiting for it because I've heard very good things about it, and I was so disappointed. It's not a bad movie, Jack, but all of the Rocky movies, as extraordinary as they may be, they're still kind of grounded. And this, they took what's basically Black Rocky, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Adonis Creed, and they made this kind of artsy film, which is weird in a boxing movie. Also, the script is very thin. Very thin.
What? I'm shocked.
Which, again, it's a Rocky movie, but when you can say that about a Rocky movie, it's not as bad as Rocky 5. It is definitely the worst of the Creed movies, though. I was so disappointed.
Oh, you know what? I didn't read that message.
Was there one there?
Yeah, he said, Jack! Eddie! Woo! Thanks, Ben.
To be fair, Raging Bull was kind of artsy, but Rocky wasn't. I mean, especially the original Rocky. That's just a gritty film. 2 is still kind of gritty. 3 is where we really start to see the Hollywood influence on it. 4 is just pure Hollywood schlock, and it's great.
Yeah, well, that was like the jingoistic pro-America, rah, 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 80s thing.
Rocky 4 had a robot. It jumped the shark decade. You do not get to say it jumped the shark with Rocky 4.
Yeah, he didn't fight the robot. Then it would have jumped the shark.
Rocky 5 is where it jumps the shark. Because that movie's just trash. And then Balboa was actually decent. Not horrible. It was a decent movie. The first Creed was all right. Second one was, okay, I see what you guys are doing. And this one... Jordan, what's his name? The actor.
Michael?
Yeah, no. Michael Jordan's the basketball player. Who's the actor?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. Okay. I see what he was going for with it. It's very stylistic and it's just crap. I did like the final fight. The way they did that was stylistic, but it was a really cool way they did it. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who's going to watch. But then after that, Jack, I'm like, okay, what else am I watching? There's a show called Jury Duty. And it's this entirely fake trial. The whole thing is fake. The judge is fake. The bailiffs are fake. All of the jurors are fake. Everything is fake except for one guy on the jury.
Oh, I've heard about this.
I am addicted to this show. I watched the first 3 episodes and I wanted to watch more, but I had to get to sleep. I will binge watch the other 5 episodes. It's ridiculously funny. But yeah, that's how I spent my evening. Just a little interlude between news and stuff. Little pop culture for the folks. We like to add culture around here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can back me up on that anytime you're ready.
I'm thinking about it.
We do culture here. How dare you?
The name of that show was Jury Duty?
Yeah, Jury Duty.
Not the Pauly Shore one, right?
Not the Pauly Shore movie. It's a TV
okay.
show.
Okay. Yeah, Pirates.
It is the brainchild of the guy who played Cyclops in the original X-Men.
Oh, James Marsden?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's in it as somebody who got jury duty. Which there's a lot of great moments from that. But yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, I highly recommend it. But again, it's on Amazon, so you have to have Prime to see it. So if you have it, enjoy it. Dragon Mage, thank you so much. I've seen some of the books, and they are clearly designed for children, but I'm crazy for noticing it, apparently. I think any teacher or school official who supports those books should be fired and banned from anywhere minors are. Yeah. Excuse me. A lot of those books are just straight gay porn. I don't know what to tell you. I know it's not. We just have pictures of boys sucking each other off. That's not gay porn. Okay.
Right.
It only had one dick in the mouth, so it's not gay enough to be gay porn. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Not my cup of tea. Antifa militia group sued over assault at Fort Worth family-friendly drag show. Ooh. That's an interesting lawsuit.
I thought so too. It reminded me of when the KKK got sued by that black lady whose I think her son or daughter died.
Oh yeah,
and she got like all their real estate.
Yep. A number of Dallas Antifa members belonging to the infamous Elm Fort John Brown Gun Club have been sued for allegedly assaulting 3 men who were peacefully protesting a family-friendly drag brunch at a restaurant in nearby Fort Worth. I'm sorry. I have to correct them there, Jack. Antifa never starts the violence. Violence goes everywhere they go. And when they're not there, violence doesn't tend to break out. But it's never them.
It's never spontaneous combustion because it's just violence just happens. Just happens. Yeah. Trash fires break out around them. Nobody understands why. It just happens.
It just happens. Yeah. Spontaneous trash combustion. It's a real thing. Check it out. I still think they just get lost, and that's how they light their way home.
Probably.
The lawsuit, which lists 14 members as well as the club itself, accuses the far left extremists. All right, who wrote this? This is Post Millennial. Okay. Nobody else describes them as far left extremists. Everybody should.
Yes.
But they never get described that way in the news. It accuses the far left extremists of conspiring to inflict and actually inflicting injury on plaintiffs Joshua Feinstein, Anthony Long, and Kyle Randall, all of whom belong to a Catholic fraternity and were expressing their faith-based objections to the drag brunch at the time. According to the lawsuit, on April 23rd, 2023, the plaintiffs were gathered across the street from the Fort Brewery, protesting the event not with megaphones or intimidation, but rather through silent prayer. These guys are standing there praying, and Antifa walks up and assaults them.
Yes, because praying is one of the most vile things to an Antifa member. How dare you have a religious belief that isn't communism?
Can you get more peacefully protesting than silent prayer?
No. I mean, how can you tell they're silently praying? Like, did they have their Bibles out, or were they just looking like they were confused or thinking about something? You could be doing a dozen different things.
The defendants, and they named some of them, I'm going to skip that, were among 15 or so members of the Elm Fork John Brown Club congregated nearby. Nearly all of them concealed their identities via mask and baggy clothing, and 5 were openly carrying firearms. Less than 10 minutes after the plaintiffs arrived, the defendants approached in a coordinated fashion, and Falks, that's one of the defendants, proceeded to pepper spray them in the face. They weren't even talking. They were in silent prayer.
Yeah, monsters.
Meanwhile, Joe Biden will tell you the real threat to America is white supremacy. The biggest threat we've ever faced. That's what it says on the screen, so I believe it.
Yeah, that he's an empty vessel through which they communicate. Real quick though, thank you, Hillary's cleanup crew. Hope this helps get that panting dog some water. Be a shame if that computer gets depressed. Thanks, man.
Right?
It's been on its way to being sad for a while. I'm trying to stagger it along a little longer.
Thank you, Keldrig. They're just kneeling there menacingly, right? Despite efforts from Falk's comrades to shield him from police, he was eventually apprehended and arrested, followed shortly by Grant, one of the other people named. Fox was subsequently charged with resisting arrest, assaulting a peace officer, evading arrest, and 4 counts of assault causing bodily injury. 2 others were charged with assaulting a peace officer, interfering with public duties, and resisting arrest. All 3 defendants were able to raise money via social media, and their bails were posted. Kyle Rittenhouse couldn't raise money that way. These guys who pepper sprayed 2 or 3 guys who were praying, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. Hypocrisy, what's that?
In the lawsuits, the plaintiff claimed that the members of the violent extremist group had created dossiers on them prior to the attack and expressed fear that they would remain targets of the violent behavior. Oh, you will. They don't let go. They're still after Andy No.
Yeah.
Plaintiff called on the court to impose restrictions on the defendants, barring them from coming within 200 yards of the men, their families, homes, and workplaces. They also requested that the court suspend the firearm license of the alleged attackers. Oh, well played. Well played indeed. Use their fucking laws against them. Oh, that's wonderful, Jack. That's felonious assault. Yeah, that's one of those things.
Yeah. Well, it's felonious assault, and if they had a gun on them,
yep,
it would be a crime in commission, or you're carrying a firearm in commission of a crime. So they could actually get mandatory minimums on that.
Mandatory minimum 5 years for that. That's a federal offense.
Yep.
They won't, of course, because they have the right
because
ideology.
They're Antifa.
Yeah.
But why you
and
gotta...
like, we need more gun laws. Yeah, that's the problem. It's not that you won't actually enforce the ones we have on the books already. Nah, that couldn't be it.
Why would you want to do that?
Fucking assholes. Oh God, we got to talk about Latita James. Latity James. Sorry, Adonis Paul. With apologies to Adonis Paul. Latity James is suing to block pro-life terrorists from abortion clinic protests. I saw the headline for this, Jack, and I just shook my head.
Free expression is only for some of us, the chosen ones.
New York Attorney General Latita James is suing for an injunction to block a pro-life group from protesting within 30 feet of abortion clinics, labeling the group's activists as terrorists. You can't do that with the 30 feet thing. There's actually a law about how close they can get. Didn't the Supreme Court decide this?
like you trust a bunch of dudes in robes. I mean, some of them are white, monkey.
Isn't it like I don't remember it, but there's already a thing there.
Yeah, well, that's not good enough. She doesn't want them there at all.
Pyra said, I know Scribe is against mandatory minimums, but with all the progressive DAs, I'm starting to come around to it. Progressive DAs are the only reason mandatory minimums are a thing. I don't agree with mandatory minimums because I do think there's times where judges should be allowed to use discretion. The problem is, well, we saw the people they're trying to make federal judges yesterday. The one bitch had been to court 6 times. The other guy thinks that for public safety, you need to allow pedophiles to live near playgrounds and nursery schools. So I understand where you're coming from. I just don't like mandatory minimums because it does sometimes where there is an extenuating circumstance, you know?
Yeah, there's usually a lot more nuance.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think some judges are dumb shits, but that's going to happen, unfortunately. Mandatory minimums, more often than not, are used against people that really they shouldn't be.
No. And I don't like the idea. I really, really don't. Like the firearm one. If they decide to press that, it is mandatory 5 years. Federal prison, bam. Because you committed a crime and had a gun with you at the time. Jack, if somebody, and this is an extreme example, right? But somebody steals a pack of gum and they get arrested. Oh, you had a gun on you. You shouldn't go to jail for 5 years for that. And again, that is an extreme example. It would have to be more than stealing a pack of gum. But I don't think you go to prison for that because you just fucking had a gun with you. That's nonsensical. Anyhow, but I really do understand where you're coming from, Pyrus. I really 100% understand. When you have this kind of shit we see in New York going on up there with Bragg, that fucking piece of shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, Latiti James is issuing an injunction to block a pro-life group from protesting within 30 feet of abortion clinics, labeling the group's activists terrorists. James asked a federal court to create a 30-foot buffer zone around state abortion facilities to keep out activists affiliated with Red Rose Rescue, who have a history of infiltrating clinics, offering red roses to pregnant women, and refusing to leave until they're arrested.
Those bastards sitting there with flowers.
They're giving roses to pregnant women. That's not what you give them. You give them a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, that's just insidious.
Give them a vacuum cleaner and the cooter. How dare you? Assault roses, yes. Now, look, they are breaking laws here. It's private property. And if they're willing to go to jail for it and they're not hurting anybody otherwise, go to jail for it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not... Jack, I don't think every protester should go to jail for 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't agree with most protesting because I don't think it actually does anything. But they're not hurting anybody. Anyhow, we're also seeking civil penalties and damages because here in New York, access to abortion is legal and will stay legal. Who did they stop from getting an abortion?
Somebody named Rose. Wait.
According to this, they go in, they give roses to pregnant women, and then they're like, I'm not leaving till you call the police to have them arrest me. That doesn't stop anybody from getting vacuumed out.
No. It's quite possible that if these people were seriously dangerous, they'd infiltrate and then kill an abortion doctor. They're not doing that.
Label them terrorists for this.
Yeah, this is because of that school board shit. They saw that it was the DOJ was responsive to making innocuous things into terrorism, so they're going for a bunch of anti-abortion people. Oh my God, you don't want children to die, you fucking monster.
They're giving out roses and having a sit-in. The Democratic members of Congress had a sit-in on the House floor. Antifa is beating the shit out of people, shooting them occasionally. They're not a terrorist group. The bitches with the roses. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, they saw V for Vendetta, and the people that died had a flower put on them. So they're like, oh my God, flowers for the dead babies. There's going to be a masked vigilante with Hugo Weaving's voice coming after us.
It is my duty, my honor, and my... This is actually her voice. I'm not even trying, but this is what she sounds like. It's my duty and my... I need a little bit more rasp to it. Honor and my responsibility to keep individuals safe from terrorists, and that's what they are, she said. She acknowledged after being questioned by a reporter that Red Rose Rescue has not been labeled as a domestic terrorist organization. They haven't been designated as such. I refer to them as terrorists because of their activities. Okay. Terrorists is people who commit violence for political change. That's terrorism. That's what terrorists are. They're giving people roses and not leaving when they're told to. Abortion disproportionately kills black children, but she's fighting to keep that legal. Twice as many. The half of abortions are black. And in the city of New York, more black children are killed by abortion than are born in that city. It might even be the whole state, Jack. But I know in New York City, more black kids are killed than born. And they're like, how dare you Republicans be racist? Yeah. You guys are just living out Sanger's view of, eugenics, getting rid of black people because they're not as good as white people, according to Margaret Sanger. And conservatives are the racist. Yeah, why not? Eugenics is alive. Well, you see, I would actually go a little bit different. This isn't eugenics that they're actually practicing now. It's infanticide. This is it's damn near a... I don't know what you would call it. What do you call it when you're killing more children than you're having born?
Genocide.
I mean, it's got to be close.
It's definitely creeping up there. Hey, real fast. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Did you hear about the new automated Planned Parenthoods they're doing now? Apparently, the pregnant women all just lie on the floor and the doctor starts up our Roomba. Don't give them ideas, Frosted. They'll try that.
All right. Oh, my. More Joe Biden news. God, I hate this prick. Joe Biden allegedly paid $5 million by Burisma executive as part of a bribery scheme, according to FBI document. Did they finally get the documents they wanted?
I believe they did.
President Joe Biden was allegedly paid $5 million by... Wait. I just want to point out again. He left Congress as the poorest member. He left the vice president so poor he had to borrow money to move. He like, B-Rock, can you throw me a couple thou so I can move? Which, by the way, do you guys know that they actually get a stipend to move? When they move, it's not like they have to do it on their own. We pay for that. But he had to take out a loan from Barack to move. That's kind of weird, ain't it? Ain't that weird?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, it depends. Did he have to repay Barack?
I don't know. I don't know what happened with it.
Sounds like a bribe to me.
How you had to borrow money for a move that's paid for? All right. Joe Biden allegedly paid $5 million by an executive of the Ukrainian natural gas firm Burisma Holdings, where his son Hunter sat on the board. A confidential human source told the FBI during a June 2020 interview. Sources familiar told Fox News Digital. The sources briefed Fox News Digital on the contents of an FBI-generated FD 1023 form alleging a criminal bribery scheme between then Vice President Joe Biden and a foreign national that involved influence over U.S. policy decisions. You're gonna make me do it again, aren't you? You're gonna make me lay this all out.
Maybe.
The FD 1030 form, dated June 30th, 2020, is the FBI interview with a highly credible, confidential source who detailed multiple meetings and conversations he or she had with a top Burisma executive over the course of several years, starting in 2015. 2015. Do you guys know what 2015 is?
The number?
It's the year that Mr. Biden here suddenly became pro send guns to Ukraine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there might be a connection.
Now, I've always put that to the fact that his son got paid. The fact that he got paid, that hadn't even entered my mind. Not directly, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That it would go through Hunter if they were going to do it. 10% for the big guy, no shit. Fox News Digital has not seen the form, but it was described by several sources who are aware of its contents. An FD 1030 form is used by FBI agents to record unverified reporting from confidential human sources. You know, Jack, I seem to remember the DOJ kicking off a massive sting operation on Trump because reportedly Carter Page said something about Russians.
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly, he told some Australian diplomat something about Russians, and that kicked off an entire investigation. Huh. Hey, Mickey, how you doing, sweetie? The form is used to document. Oh, anyway, information told to an FBI agent, but recording that information does not validate or weigh against other information known by the FBI. The Burisma executive sought the advice of the confidential source, a business professional, on gaining U.S. oil rights and getting involved with a U.S. oil company, the source familiar with the document said. The Burisma executive was speaking with the confidential source to get advice on the best way to go forward in 2015 and 2016. According to the FD 1030 form, the confidential human source said the Burisma executive discussed Hunter's role on the board. The confidential human source questioned why the Burisma executive needed his or her advice in acquiring access to U.S. oil if he had Hunter on the board. The Burisma executive answered by referring to Hunter Biden as dumb. I'm sorry, that is wonderful. The Burisma executive explained to the confidential source that Burisma had to pay the Bidens because Ukraine prosecutor Viktor Shokin was investigating Burisma, and explained how difficult it would be to enter the U.S. market in the midst of that investigation. The confidential source further detailed that the conversation suggesting that the Burisma executive that he pay the Bidens $50,000 each, to which the executive replied, "It's not $50,000, it's $5 million. $5 million for one Biden and $5 million for the other Biden," the executive told the confidential human source, according to a source familiar with the document. Now, this does not say, and I'm sorry, I'll throw this into chat, but this is the one that the House is trying to get.
Yeah, supposedly the House got it. This article's a few days old.
Okay.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene released some details about it, but I didn't see exactly what was said. And I don't really trust her to take notes real well.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too. But there's, other than blacking out the human source's name, there's no reason this should not be released to the public.
Right?
Why is it? This is what I'm talking about with confidential bullshit. This is nonsense. Anyway, now look, it's just allegation at this point, and maybe this person is just looking for some kind of infamy. But it kind of does go along with the timelines and everything. I'm telling you, the Bidens are fucking hip deep in dirt in Ukraine. They just are. And the fact that it's not being investigated in any real way, this has nothing to do with politics. See, I talked at the beginning about Trump, and political hunts. This isn't politics. This is a fucking dirty thing that's out there in the open and everybody's pretending it's not. Okay, hashtag not all. I know we've talked about it many times, but the mainstream, this is huge. This is bigger than Watergate, if true, by leaps and bounds.
Yep.
And I don't even know what are you talking about? Biden? What?
Yeah, like this guy's criminal enterprise may drag us into a world war.
Joe bragged about bribery in public. Well, technically, he bragged about extortion in public. He was extorting them. Yeah. Odd, right?
Yeah, a little weird.
Look, the timing of this, and you guys can check this out. I don't trust me. Go read. In 2014, late 2014, Joe takes a trip over to Ukraine. This is where Hunter ends up getting the job. At that time, United States view on Ukraine is we are not sending them any money for weapons. We're not sending them weapons. We will send them humanitarian aid, which I still don't understand why they needed humanitarian aid. Suddenly, the Burisma stuff happens. Suddenly, the Bidens are getting deep into Ukraine, and Joe Biden gets a call that is arranged through Hunter from Ukrainian interests. And he marches his happy little ass. Every time I say this, I picture him doing his little shuffle down to B-Rock's office. And he marches into B-Rock's office. I need to talk to you. You need to give him guns. And B-Rock's like, get the fuck out of here. Which, good on him for doing that. I don't have a lot of praise for Obama, but he was right on that one.
Yeah.
But this comes out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, Joe's suddenly like, yes, they need weapons. And then what happens when Joe becomes president? Suddenly we're sending them billions of dollars worth of our weapons, as well as a shit ton of money that we are getting no accountability on. Weird, right?
Yeah.
And somehow in the interim, Joe goes from being the poorest guy that's ever been in there because I came from Scranton to being a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, it's a mystery. Sometimes these things just happen, Monkey. It just happen.
I doubt Obama was forceful. Oh, I have no doubt he was forceful. Obama does not like Joe Biden. One, Joe Biden's a racist. Now, he's an old school racist. I don't think he even realizes he's racist.
What? Just because he talks about smart, articulate black people?
No.
Our poor people are just as good as white people?
No, you see, you missed the best part of when he's describing Obama, and he's clean.
Clean?
He's one of them clean Negroes.
Yeah, that probably actually is the worst part of that.
Obama is just as dirty, yes, but he's dirty in different ways. I think, look, I don't have any love for Barack Obama, but Obama did not like Joe Biden. What was it? Was it a hot mic he got caught on where he's like, if it can be fucked up, Joe's going to do it?
Yeah.
I forget the exact quote, but that's basically, they hid this motherfucker for 8 fucking years because every time he opened his mouth, they had to go out there and go, please don't listen to him. Please. He's an idiot. Don't listen to him. B-Rock did not like him.
Real quick. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, who incidentally sent us that article. This goes beyond just politics. This is a massive national security risk. The highest office in the land is bought by a foreign nation, allegedly, of course. Yeah, there's also some allegations against Biden that the Chinese have been paying him for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw those too. Now, Jack, we're going to wrap here. Is there another one you really want to do? Because we're at the 2-hour mark, and I do want to try to. I think I'm going to do a send off to Alpha 20. While you're looking, guys, like I said yesterday, the Occupy Mars thing is not going to happen until they clean that game up some. I really wanted to play it, but it's a hot mess. But tomorrow, Monday, I know tomorrow's Sunday for you guys, but Monday, Alpha 21 comes out, and we're gonna be playing that. So we're gonna do a send off. I'll jump into one of my maps that we have, and we'll just go in there and we'll have some fun and see what happens. Maybe I'll turn on the Twitch stuff. We'll turn on the Twitch integration and see what happens. Let the audience have some fun with the Alpha 20 send off.
Well, it's worth noting that Uncle Ted died.
Uncle
the
Ted.
Unabomber.
Ted Kaczynski. Did he?
Yeah, he died at 81 in prison, possibly of suicide. More will come out about that if it's true.
Yeah.
But the last article I think is very important, and we should probably cover that one if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. I think we have like 4 or 5 left there, and
yeah, we get to them next time.
The Fort Myers one.
Yep.
Okay.
This is real news I'm breaking here, Monkey. Come on, work with me.
Well, you said it's really important. I'm like, and I read the headline. Did I get the right one?
It's important to me.
I'm not against this article. I think that's funny as hell, but all right, guys, here we go. Man barges into Fort Myers home while family eats dinner, claims he's a ghost.
As you can see, there is a video link embedded in there. It's kind of dumb. Just the story covers it, but if you guys want to watch it, I dropped the link.
The question, though, is did he pass through the door or did he have to open it?
What do you think? This is Florida.
There's so many jokes we're not allowed to make based on that.
I know.
The McClass
ghost.
Spooky ghost. I have to collect myself.
Drugs were not involved, you guys. Totally not.
The Classlins? All right, Caselins. Whoever. We're sitting down for supper when all of a sudden a random man came barging in the front door. You know, he only had a bathing suit on, no shoes or anything else, said Brian. He was at the table with his 2 teenage daughters when they heard what they thought was a knock at the door. As I walked out of the area where we were eating dinner, there was an individual in the living room or front door area proceeding to advance into my house. He was in the house. Surprised. This guy's lucky he didn't get shot.
This guy's very lucky he didn't get shot.
Surprised at what he was seeing, Brian said the encounter became even stranger once the man opened his mouth. He started to tell me that he was a ghost and I shouldn't be able to see him. He was shocked that I could see him. What is he, Cartman? He thought he was walking around and that nobody could see him. Whoever wrote this is very bad at their job.
It's a local news station, dude.
Look,
I get the best article I could find on it, too.
I get that the guy repeated himself, and that's fine, but it's written that way in the article, too, and in other parts where it's not a quote.
I know. I think they have a word count minimum.
Brian, barely able to believe what he was seeing, tried to get the man back out of the front door that he'd come through. I could tell his behavior was not normal. Who knows what this person might do if they had a chance to think. After causing the scene inside, the guy who claims his name is Kevin, do we have a reason to doubt? Never mind. Came running outside to where the crew was cutting down a tree. He hopped up in one of their trucks and locked himself inside.
Yep. You're out there just trying to do your job, cut a tree down, some weirdo runs in, it's like, I'm a spooky ghost, and jumps in your truck and locks himself inside.
And you know that's the day that one of the guys on the crew was just having the worst day ever. Shit just kept going wrong. And he's like, now what the fuck is this?
Yeah, his equipment's not working right. His wife's yelling at him at home. He's got a mortgage payment he's worried about. And then some lunatic jumps in his truck. He's like, man, I'm going to have to explain this to the boss.
He said he doesn't have a home and he's going to make their truck his home. At this point, the man barged inside a home, thinks he's a ghost, and is now barricaded inside of a truck. We just read all that. It took some coaxing, but the tree trimmers were able to get the man out of the truck where he ran away, still wearing nothing but his bathing suit. Nobody called the police?
They didn't have time.
Brian called we have cell phones these days.
Look, dude, if I saw a guy in his bathing trunks run in and be like, "I'm a ghost. How can you see me?" My first thought probably isn't going to be the cops. It's where's my gun, and maybe if I'm lucky, where's my cell phone so I can film this.
I'm going on the phone, and luckily, most cell phones these days you can make a call while you're recording, which is what I would have done. And he was locked in the truck for a little while. Somebody didn't call the police until after he left.
Oh, they were probably way too pissed trying to get him out of the truck.
But Brian could have called at that point.
Yeah, probably. But now it's an outside problem.
Brian called the Lee County Sheriff's Office and filed a report. He now wants deputies to find the man, but not to press charges. Hopefully we can find this individual and get him the help that they need. Yeah, I mean, the guy wasn't like malicious or anything. He's high as a fucking paper kite.
Yeah. You can see me? I'm the spooky ghost of Kevin. What?
Look, they might find this guy somewhere dead. If
probably.
He's acting this erratic, he could have went and done something really bad to himself.
Probably.
I hope not. I hope they find him. And I'm with Brian there. I hope they find this guy and he gets the help he needs. But goddamn.
I probably would have pressed charges, though.
I don't know if I would.
Because that way they could force him to take a piss quiz and find out what he's on.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then they'll put him in the system and he could maybe get some help.
He was on gabapentin. Stop it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on Crazy Guy and Brian there, we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give us. Thank you for the donations and all the new memberships. You guys are awesome. And the membership donations. Thank you. Jack, anything you want to show up?
Yeah, I'll drop a link to a really cool video that just went live. As always, thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. And stay beautiful out there.
We're going to go over and play some 7 Days to Die. We're going to jump into, I don't know which one, Matt. I don't think I'll do the newest one because it's just a little too new. If I'm going to be turning on Twitch integration, I want to have my AK with me. Because I love my audience, but when all audiences, when you do something like that, turn into bastards. Hashtag not everybody, but a lot.
I think you mean they enjoy having fun.
They want to try to kill you. And I understand that. I really do. But they're vicious. And I don't want to do that when my best weapon is a club.
I think they want you to do it when your best weapon's a club.
But this isn't about them. This is about me. I'll be on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a little bit. That is twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Yes, I know Twitch are a bunch of shitbags. But I'm very limited in what I can do right now. Jack, I didn't realize they'd done this. They'd made it, and I don't know if they've retracted this rule, but when they made all their other stupid rules recently, one of them was that you can't multi-stream.
Yeah.
So
I heard about
you're allowed.
that.
Yeah, you're allowed to. There was a long time when you had to wait 24 hours before you could post a video from Twitch, something you did on Twitch, over to any other platform. Mm-hmm. And not long ago, they got rid of that. So you could do it immediately if you wanted to. But they'd also made it so you could multi-stream. And now they're like, no, you have to be exclusive to us when you're live. And for a lot of people, that's kind of fucked up. It's really fucked up, honestly.
Yeah, that's kind of
I get what Twitch is doing. They're trying to help their business. But this is the internet, right?
Yeah.
And there's certain norms, and you might be able to change those norms. You really might. You get everybody to go along with this kind of thinking. People have no other choice. Then they're going to have to pick one of this shit services, right? But right now, when you're the only one forcing this no multi-streaming rule, people are just going to go everywhere else.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they?
Yeah, no kidding. What? But in their mind, they're like, what are you going to go to D Live? No, they're all going to go to Rumble and YouTube.
Yep. And if I had the ability to, if I didn't have to use the satellite thing, I would multi-stream to YouTube and Rumble as well. I really would. I just don't have the ability. Now, I have been thinking, and don't take this as something that's definitely going to happen, but I might go back to streaming on YouTube. And here's the truth of it, Jack. There's financial reasons to be on Twitch. Twitch pays better. They just do. But for growth, that's on YouTube. And with what Twitch has been doing lately, I don't know, man. They're making it kind of scary over there. Silver, thank you so much for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Thank you. We need Streamy. Isn't that the one that Ralph basically killed? What was it? Is D Live still around?
I don't even know if they're still around. I don't know anyone that still uses that.
God, I mean, all of them look the same. So I might have even seen footage of them lately and not realize it, because like Odyssey and that, all of those fucking places look the same. Let's make the background black so people's eyes go funky. All right.
Yeah,
so, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
No, I was trying to think what else is around. The Odyssey, and I don't even know if Brighteon's still around.
I don't even know what the hell that is. So, guys, take care of yourselves. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful evening. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Here at the Monkey Show, we talk culture and news. Every once in a while, we discuss big flappy boobs.